On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, Star Optimus Prime of the 13 is here. Transformers Age of the Primes.
Me Grimlock and Little Squirrel. Want to see more?
I have been looking for this giant guy for quite a while and finally getting one sent to my doorstep ever so awkwardly. This grand Star Optimus Prime, though, will probably be the largest Prime in my vast Prime collection, and it just continues this great 13 Primes of lore. So open the door and find what I find as we go through this review together. Join on in as it's Transformers Age of the Primes.
Show me Grimlock some more! Squirrel Stampede!
Please, swipe
Squash share!
and squirrel line.
Star Optimus Prime comes packed in a very large box, so large that when I failed to order online from a good source, Amazon slapped on and shipped giant stickers, one there and one giant shipping sticker right there that I had to slowly peel off. It's now really sticky right there. Huge box though. If this was a Prime, it would be the Prime of the boxes. Optimus box. And I think it's one of the fanciest Transformers boxes I've seen. Mostly sad that we will be destroying this eventually. Over on the back you can see the various forms of Star Optimus Prime, robot vehicle, and rockin' I can do the splits battle base. Plus a little bit of Hot Rod, what's he doing? And on the top of the box, I think this is the first time I've seen the 13 Primes all together with their golden statues not being cut apart from the various sides of the boxes. And we've seen a few of these already. Looking forward to Alchemist Prime, I believe, coming up next. And there off to the side, I believe there's Star Optimus Prime. Not as pointy though, so not as pointy. Always tough to decide, do I open for the left side of the box or the right side of the box? I don't think it matters. Do you want to guess, is he transformed into vehicle or robot? What do we get? Okay, this is a thick book of instructions. And the reveal, it's taped. Oh no, wait, it opens like a book. There we go, in full robot mode, Optimus Prime of a Star, the big reveal, and big, very big. Big, and big. So he comes packaged laying down sideways, so look at there. How am I gonna fit this guy on screen today? It's really hard to always fathom figures over 8-10 inches, and then all of a sudden it's like, this dude is tall and can get light bulbs at any height. So tall they had to use paper strapping to get him in there. I'll just do some shortcuts. And out comes lurching Star Optimus. So right out of the box, he's having a little trouble loosening up those stiff joints that have been stuck in the box for so long. His back is a little bit straight, and he's going to take a few moments here to spin out these feelings. And so here you go, the mighty Star Optimus Prime in stiff mode out of box. Yeah, easily one of the tallest Primes I've seen or ever seen. At least in my world. The closest Optimus Prime I have from my personal collection to match this one would be the old boy 20th anniversary Optimus Prime, who feels maybe a couple inches shorter. I so loved the packaging on that one, I just was never able to get myself to open it. So Star here stands a whopping 15 inches in height. So currently very stiff and tall, very Shogun Warrior style with all these pointiness things going. Big diapers and thick snow boots. I used to have some Ultra Magnus snow boots back in the day. And a lot of extra pieces. There's some treads. Here's some more treads. That must be Rodimus's trailer there. Something blastfully. Little weaponry packages. Blasting marks. More blasting marks. And a sphere doohickey thingy. This is one complete Prime package. I'm kind of dreading this. There's 14 steps alone just to take robot mode back there and soup him up. Then it's 30 steps to get him to vehicle mode. Another 36 steps to get him to battle station mode. A few steps for Hot Rod, of course. And then more steps to decorate battle mode. Gone are the days of my easy breezy G2 Optimus Prime. Hopefully the Grill Master, the Fallen, can keep the food going because this is going to take a lot of fuel to review. I kind of just want to get to know my robot mode real quick though. He's standing so tall. He's kind of lurchy, heavy plastic. That might quicken the transformation. Sometimes the larger they are, the quicker they go, so I'm hoping for that. I'm looking at his shoulders right now. And the bigger they are, the more ratchety sounding they make. I've got movement in the shoulders, arms and elbows, and a moving wrist, plus opening and closing knuckles, and of course, head rotation. Then to the diapers, which I wish they weren't so black. They've got that signature back crack blue stripe there, but I would have liked to have seen those in white. Maybe a little more yellow markings in there, kind of plain in there. So I've got waist rotation, legs on hips that can kick out and sit forward. These knees are massive, or at least the boots he's wearing. And there is some rotation, although very clicky in there. And then the foot pads have got a little stabilizing side to side there. These toes kind of lift up out of pack, so there's a little bit of stability there for him to stand on pretty heavily. So for such a pretty large Prime, I'm feeling pretty good with how we can stand and move him for all that scale of size and bulk to hold up. Let's accessorize. I think this package has some of the items we need to accessorize with. We're looking for some antennas. We're looking for some ears. There we go. Let's add one of these and one of those. I think Prime just stood up another ½ inch. I'm now receiving ancient messages of old Squirrel Stampede Optimus Prime content. Roll out. I saw a video online somewhere where someone was saying his chest was having some awkwardness and you need to re-screw down his front screen. I'm not seeing that with mine, so that's good news. Step 2, flip that open, then the wheels. Into the matrix chamber we go. Looking really hollow in there. And this must be the matrix. The Star Matrix. That looks kind of small compared to everything else going on. And that just fits inside this giant body cavity. I bet this thing just sits inside here all day and goes, echo, 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 echo. And closing back up. And finding ourselves a couple shoulder turrets. One for here. One for there. Just those ears and turrets are really improving the look of this Prime. And now for leg day. We're already standing separated, flip around, and we're gonna snap on some tread pieces. I imagine these are going to really increase more stability on Prime. Treads on Prime. I know it feels a little odd, almost Megatron-like, but it's probably needed for this giant sturdy body. So then what we do for setup. 10 says flip up these side leg panels. And 12 says open the doors of the shins. Open the doors of the shins. That's something you don't see every day. So on one leg we're loading in Rodimus's little side truck. We'll need to click him in tight to get that leg to fit back around. And this extra thing for this storage side. Flipping the panels back down. And now, just now, we're ready for just basic Optimus Prime robot play. And so I've got him set up like this for the moment. You got your classic Optimus Prime cannon weapon, and then you got your secondary weapon there. They can switch out and do some extra things. And then all these little fire mark pucks coming off from his legs. I can't tell if Optimus is shooting those out with his leg cannons, or if he's taking damage from someone else. But it looks really cool.
Me, Grimlock, love Star Optimus Prime, but me, Grimlock, still stronger, of course.
So various switch out points for these weapons, rotations with these cannons up top. Do with what you will. I kind of like this setup right now. Let's also take a moment before we go into vehicle mode and get Hot Rod into the center chest. So here's little Hot Rod, a scale of Transformers we are way more accustomed to. It's kind of fun that Prime has Hot Rod as his little minion, a little future insurance. I'm assuming this guy's going to be really quick to transform as I bust him apart. And that might have been the most satisfying Minicon transformation out there, pretty quick and easy. And so we open these doors back on up, giving Hot Rod a small little office to work with. I guess we just lightly wedge in here somehow. It's like Papa taking Junior out for a walk.
Come on, son. Let me show you the races.
Papa Prime, you're the best. I'll make sure to help you out when you fight Megatron someday.
Me, Grimlock, think this review is silly.
Not sure if I can kind of fold him up and get him jammed in there permanently. There's probably a way. I'll figure it out someday. And next up, the lengthy transformation process of Prime to vehicle mode. We have Prime now in his stance, ready to transform his pants. Steps 1 through 5, let's disguise his hands. Step 6, point those shoulder cannons forward. 7, bend in those elbows. Step 8, rotate up. Then break your elbows down. And fold down these shoulder pads in step 9. 10, open that front chest door again. Swing those wheels open in 11. And 12, tuck in and hide the head. Be gentle on those Prime ears. 13, begin to swing up those arms. 14, keeping the cab wheels down, let's bring up the chest piece to hide the head. And 15, let's now swing up his arms to build the front of the cab. Real quick on these wheels, pull them out and then lift up these side flanges. And step 18, they should fold right in. So something kind of like that before we do some adjusts. Step 19, rotate the entire upper torso. 20 through 22, open up these top panels. Folding them down, and then around the sides. Now on to the stance pants. Open up those side panels. And break them. Back to the stance pants. Step 23, lift up those side panels. 24, fold them out. And 25, smash in those legs. They should interlock pretty well. It is a giant chunk. 26, get these panels to lift up and attach to the side. Steps 27 through 29, you can once again open up these shins and use this as an opportunity to store Rodimus Hot Rod inside. Step 30 though, let's lower him down to the ground and flip back those toes. Rotate around 180 and you got your Optimus Star in Prime vehicle mode. So I will admit, the first time I saw Star Optimus mode in vehicle mode, I went, no. But at that point, I did not realize it was going to be such a huge transformer of Optimus Prime. And so now that I'm seeing him in this scale, and can kind of forgive the Spaceball 1 ship of the length and size of this Prime transformation. This is one big tank truck RV spaceship vehicle thingy. For the most part, it's pretty tightly built. It's pretty well a solid shoebox. It's really heavy. Maybe the only detail and weakness that I'm getting are these middle wheels here. Sometimes they like to fold in forward because of the weight. And I don't even think these front wheels are rolling. They're up high in the sky. It's such a weird looking vehicle mode of Prime. But because this is such a huge bot, it's okay, we forgive. Most of the time, I will be keeping Star Optimus Prime in robot mode anyway. So this might be a rare vehicle mode for me. By the way, what do we have for size and scale on this one? The cab lifts up to about 4 inches off the table, about 6 inches with that gun up top. And then length, I've got approximately 17 inches in length, maybe just a little more. I mean, it is your trophy piece of your 13 primes. But we're not done just yet. What? As we now have 36 more stages to go to get him battle ready into battle station mode. I think I'm gonna need a drink. Okay, we're back, we're rested. Take care of that Grimlock. Step 1, we're gonna remove these bottom treads. 2, let's rotate around and get out our Prime accessories like Hot Rod's truck. 4, we're flipping down these side panels again, making sure not to do that. Oops. 4, flipping down side panels again. 5 and 6, flipping back up these panels. Ooh, I see a little white fatigue there. I do not like that. The bigger they haul, the harder they fall, right? Flipping this diaper piece back up and out. And then let's flop this down. Step 10 might be fun and interesting. Flip around here so we get a better view. And we're gonna rotate this entire cab piece on up. And then let's rotate our cab torso so it's pointing towards us for a moment. That's step 16, opening up these arms, folding back in these flanges, and breaking down these shoulders again. This is getting so odd. Fold down his front chest piece, pull his head back on up and out. Then those wheels back in. 22, that chest piece back up. 23, arms back down. 24, swing those shoulder pads back up. It's almost like going back into robot mode. 25, swing the cab arms back up around. And we want to get his hands back out, so we flip open the hood again, pulling the hand grills forward, and then rotating them up and out. Close the hoods. Rotate everything back down. Pointing the shoulder cannons out, lowering his head a little bit forward. Slide him back a little bit, and let's work on these tread pieces we removed and misplaced for a second. So let's see, flip back these back panels. 180 over. More panels. Treads even lift up in 35. And these are going to attach off to the side. There should be a support post in here. Oh, there we go. I think that's the back end of Prime's rear. And that plugs in these treads right here. And that is surprisingly it for setting up the main core battle base. I kind of thought there would be a little more to it, but there you go. And now we just have to dress it up.
Ha ha ha! Me Grimlock thinks Star Optimus Prime base silly. Ha ha ha!
So Hot Rod's little side trailer vehicle can do some things with this. Over on the backside, you should be able to load Hot Rod in. And if you wanted to, you could drive him on in, if he was in vehicle mode. For now though, we're gonna prep him ready for the battle base here. I think all we really need to do is break off his front cab here, flip this piece over and attach on top. Then we've got guns up top that are supposed to rotate forward. And it's supposed to kind of plug in up front of the base over here. Then Prime's secondary weapon here can be used as a little gunner port. See if we can unfold like so, and we'll set up Rodimus up on the other side. These always seem to appear looking so much cooler in the ad or on the back of the box. Right now I'm kind of just like, I will never ever again place it in this setup. It is taking up a lot of surface area. Prime's gun is going a little bit too far there. In fact, Prime is still too much robot mode up on top and then just kind of doing the splits down on the base. This Transformer is built mainly to be awesome as Star Optimus Prime in robot mode, and then a pretty okay vehicle mode, and then the base building mode. Yeah, it's up to you on what to do. So give me a few moments to get him back into robot mode. And back to 5-star robot mode. This guy is just supreme if he was Omega. A towering bot to lift the Optimuses into the stars. Other than the absence of a little detail here and there, maybe especially onto his diaper, I think this is really Prime. He's worth it. He's a fun trophy piece for your Optimus Priming collections.
Me Grimlock can be the 14th Prime?
So what else am I collecting right now for Transformers? Of course, the Constructicons. We've got a few assembled here on table, but we've got to find a couple more. Also, maybe one of these days we'll get to that Blockies Transformers review. Right now I kind of throw them up on shorts. Also, I believe there's a new Transformers Cyber World collection coming soon. Check out this Scorponok we just saw at Sweet Sweet 25. Pretty cool. So always lots more Transformers here at Squirrel Stampede. Stand by, of course, for more Age of the Primes as well. If you liked today's video, please give us a squawk, squirrelive, squammet your favorite 13 of the Primes. Thank you so much for watching. Here's a few YouTube videos recommended. That's what I have to say about that.
What you should say about that is more dinosaur content. Yeah. More dinosaur content. Yes. Ooh, I like that. Good impression.